Hello everyone. In the previous video we have discussed about the measurement of returns, right? Now the second part for the numericals of module 1, which is the measurement of risk. Basically, the risk in the stock market or risk for the securities and bonds is generally measured by the variances, standard deviations, alpha, beta, residual variance, and coefficient of correlation, as well as the correlation factor of the securities. Right. Let's check it out the sums. First sum here is of find out variance and standard deviation for a company A and B. See, the sums for standard deviation and variances are the most basic sums for calculating risks. Now, moving further towards the question, here two kinds of investments and their returns for several periods and probabilities are given, as well as their expected returns are mentioned in the question, right? For company A and company B. Company A's returns, its probabilities, and its weighted average return, which sums up to its expected return. Company B's return, probability, and weighted return, which sums up to its expected return for the particular time period, say for 3 years given. Right. Now solving the question, what we have to do? Make some columns. First column is for RI, that is returns. Second one of PI, that's probability. Third is RI minus expected returns. Right. Fourth one is RI minus ER square of these columns. Now we have to multiply these squares with the probabilities. Right, that's P into Ri minus Er whole square. Similarly, find out the remaining answers, and finally we will get the total of this column, which is said to be our variance. Therefore, for company A, variance is sigma square is equals to 1.6, and to find out the standard deviation, we have to simply find its root, that's 1.26. For company B, same procedure is to be done. Returns, probability, returns minus expected returns. Then Ri minus Er whole square of this column. Then multiplying it with probability. Right, 1 into 0.30 gives out 0.30, 0 into 0.40 gives out 0, and 1 into 0.30 gives out 0.30. Hence, the total of this last column, Pi into Ri minus Er whole square, gives out 0.60. Therefore, for company B, variance is equals to sigma square is equals to 0.60. And the standard deviation for the same, the root of 0.60 is equals to 0.77. Second question is of expected return and standard deviation. Question is, a stock costing rupees 120 pays no dividends. The possible prices that the stock might sell for at the end of the year with the respective probabilities. And expected prices are given, possible prices are given, and the probabilities of having this price actually are given. At 115 the probability is 0.1, 120 probability is also 0.1, at 125 probability is 0.2, 130 0.3, at 135 0.2, and 140 it's 0.1. What we have to do, we have to calculate the expected return and calculate the standard deviation of returns. Solution is, you have to make columns. First of all, price, then returns. Your returns are not given, right? So we have to find out hypothecated returns. Sorry. So to find out returns, what we have to do? We have to deduct rupees 120 from the given price. 115 minus 120 gives out minus 5. That's why it's put it on brackets. And 120 minus 120 gives out 0. 125 minus 5 gives out 5, and so on. Now probability as it is mentioned in the question. Then expected return. To find out expected returns, what we have to do? Multiply column 2 with column 3, that is returns with probabilities. 5 into 0.1, 0.5, right? 5 is a negative integer. Here the expected return will also be a negative integer. Then further multiplying returns and probabilities, we will get these answers, and the total of expected return would be R bar, which is 8.5 at mean of returns. To find out D, what we have to do? R minus R bar. R means returns, right? Returns minus R bar. Deducting 5 minus 5 minus 8.5 gives out minus 13.5. Deducting 0 from 8.5 gives out minus 8.5. Right? Deducting 8.5 from 5, it gives out minus 3.5, and so on. We will get the answers. Now what we have to do? We have to do the squares of the deviations found here. 13.5 into 13.5 gives out 182.25. 8.5 into 8.5 gives out 72.25, right? And so on. We have to complete this column. Now we have to multiply the probability with D square. 182.25 into 0.1 gives out 18.225, right? And henceforth we have to calculate all these columns. The total of these values would be 50.250. Now we know the expected return on the security is 8.5, as we have calculated in previous sums. For standard deviation, we have got the variance here, right? Variance is 50.250, and to calculate the standard deviation, we have to take the root of variance, which is 7.09. Now we are clear with standard deviation and variances. We have seen the two techniques to find out standard deviation and variance. Moving ahead, now we will see residual variance, covariance, correlation, beta and alpha. Here the question is calculate beta, alpha, residual variance and correlation. Information is given. For 5 years, returns on security Y and returns on security X. It's X. 0.2, 3, 5, 4 and 6. On X, 0.1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. How to calculate it? Again in tabular form. For 5 years, we have to calculate XY. Right? X into Y. 0.1 into 0.2 gives out 0.02. Henceforth, we have to calculate all the rows. Then we have to calculate X square, which is square of the column of return on x. 0.1 into 0.1 gives out 0.01. 0.2 into 0.2 gives out 0.04. 0.3 into 0.3 gives out 0.09. Henceforth, other answers and their total or summing up these 5 rows gives out 0.55. Now, in the same way, we have to calculate y square, which is the square of return on y column. 0.2 into 0.2 gives out 0.04. 0.3 into 0.3 gives out 0.09. Similarly, other 3 rows, and summing up these values gives out 0.9. Now, to find out beta, we have the formula n into sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y upon n into sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. Number of years 5. Sigma xy, yes, it's there, 0.69. Sigma x 2. Sigma y 1.5. Again n 5. Sigma x square, it's 0.55. Then sigma x whole square. What sigma x? It's 1.5. 1.5 whole square gives out 3.45 minus 3 upon 2.75 minus 2.25, which is equals to 0.45 divided by 0.5. Henceforth, the answer is 0.9. Therefore, our beta is 0.9. Here for alpha and beta, we do not need to calculate the answer in percentage, because generally beta is known as the risk factor. Alpha. For alpha, we have the formula y bar minus beta into x bar. Right. To find that, we have to find out y bar and x bar. So y bar would be sigma y upon n and x bar would be sigma x upon n. Right. N is 5, similar for both. Sigma y is 2 and sigma x is 1.5. Hence, y bar is 0.4 and x bar is 0.3. For alpha, y bar minus beta into x bar, right, which will give out 0.13 as answer. For residual variance, we have the formula sigma y square minus alpha into sigma y minus beta into x sigma xy upon n. We have all the values, so we will directly put it up in the formula. 0.9 minus 0.13 into 2 minus 0.9 into 0.69 upon 5, which will get about 0.1078 as answer. That's the residual variance. Then for the correlation, we already know the formula. We have learned this in the statistics. We repeat this. Here it's n into sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y upon n into sigma x square minus sigma x whole square in under root multiply by again in under root n into sigma y square minus sigma y whole square. We already have all these values here, right? Not need to find any other value, so directly we will put all these values according to the previous found out values here, and by solving those we will get the answer 0.9. every equation is to be solved according to the BODMAS, BODMAS series, right? Or else the answers will be different. So keep that in mind. Now calculate average return, variance, standard deviation, covariance, and correlation on the basis of return of two stocks A and B. For two stocks A and B, we have to calculate average return, variance, standard deviation, covariance, and correlation. Right? Two stocks are given and the time period is of 3 years. For A, returns are 5%, 15%, and 25%. For B, returns are 25%, 15%, and 5%. To solve it out, we have to again form a table in which the first column would be of year, second would be return of Y, return of X, then X into Y, 5 into 25, then 15 into 15, then 25 into 5. Gives out 125, 225, 125. Right? Which sums up to 475. Now X square, that's 25 into 25. Sorry. Right now 5 into 5, 25. 15 into 15, 225, 25 into 25, 625. Same, 25 into 25, 625. Then 15 into 15, 225, 5 into 5, 225. X minus X bar, minus 20, 0 and minus 10. From where did we found out the X bar? Here, sigma X upon N, right? So X minus X bar, then sigma X upon N, that's Y bar. So Y minus Y bar gives out minus 10, 0 and minus 20, that's is equals to minus 30. Here X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar, right? 20 into 10, 200, 0 into 0, 0, 10 into 20, 200. It sums up to 400. Now X minus X bar whole square, 20 into 20, 400, 0, 10 into 10, 100, gives out total of 500. Last column is of Y minus Y bar whole square, 10 into 10, 100, 0 into 0, 0, 20 into 20, 400, which is total of 500. Now to find out the average return, what we have to do? We have to find out sum of actual rates of return upon number of observation, which is sigma X upon N and sigma Y upon N for the respective securities. That's 45 upon 3, right? 45 upon 3 and again 45 upon 3. 15%, 15%, same for both. Now to find out the variance, we have an alternate formula which says sigma X minus X bar whole square upon N minus 1 for stock A. Sigma X minus X bar whole square. It's 500 upon N minus 1. Here value of 3 years is given. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Answer would be 250 for stock A and same 250 for stock B, as their means are same and the total for X minus X bar and Y minus Y bar are same. For standard deviation, what we have to do? We have to put the variance formula in the under root. And eliminate that minus 1 factor in this formula. So standard deviation of y is equals to y minus y bar whole square upon n in under root, that's 500 upon 3, gives out 12.31, and same for the x, which will give out the answer 12.91, sorry 12.91 for y as well as x. Then for covariance, we have the formula of covariance xy. Covariance is an integrated value, right? So covariance xy is equals to sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar upon n. We have this value in a table, in our table 400, right? So we'll get this from the table 400 upon 3, which will give out 133.33 as the covariances answer. Now correlation, same as the previous sum, right? Same method or same formula is given. We have to put down the same values from the table and calculate the answer, which will be minus 0.9996. Right, that's all for your first module numerical.